my god, can you see this? Oh. So it is currently March when I am filming this, and I just had the brilliant idea all of a sudden to do monthly tier ranking wrap-ups. That'll also give me a chance to like talk more in depth about everything. This wrap-up is going to include books I read, TV shows I watched, anything and everything. So today's January. I'm going to try to keep up with these monthly, but anyone that knows me knows I'm not great at doing content in a timely manner. But let's get started anyway. You can see right here I have the tier ranking list. I have everything right here at the bottom, and then I have the categories. We're gonna go over the categories first. I have took over my life. These are things that like I eat, slept, breathed during the month. Like there was nothing other going on in this brain except for these. Lived, laughed, loved. This is stuff that I just really enjoyed. I liked, but it didn't take over my life. My guilty pleasure. These were stuff that I liked, but I can recognize they're not exactly the greatest. So, not for me, just wasn't for me. It was okay, it was alright. I didn't dislike it or anything, but probably wouldn't go back there. And then, I want my money back. This is the exact opposite of took over my life. This took over my life in a bad way. Let's get started. We have Wavelength. This is a board game. You are given a prompt, and then you try to, like, guess what the person who gave the prompt would feel about this, like if it was good or bad. It wasn't for me. I didn't really like it. I'm really upset that I bought it, but whatever. And I'm not a huge board game person to begin with, but I kept seeing this one all over the place, so I thought I'd give it a try. And we have the Until Dawn remake. This was Live, Laugh, Love. I can't put it in Took Over My Life because I did play the first Until Dawn game, like the original, so like I knew basically what to expect going into it. Obviously there was some new stuff, but yeah, I kind of knew what to expect going into it. I wasn't like, oh my god, the plot twist and stuff like that this time around, if I'm being honest. But it's still, like, it's Until Dawn. It was fun. It was funny. I did like the new stuff that I did discover, and you know what? I saved more people at the end than I did originally, so A+. We have Resident Evil 0. I had the genius idea because I played through Resident Evil 4, 8, 7, and 2 in those orders, and I really liked all of them. So I had the genius idea to hunt down every single numbered Resident Evil game I didn't currently own, and then I had the extra super genius idea to be like, let me platinum all of them. And obviously I wanted to start with Resident Evil 0, even though Resident Evil 1 came out first, whatever. So that's why that's there. I am maybe 2 hours into it. I just got off the train. Not really my favorite so far. I kind of don't like the controls. Instead of like over the shoulder, it's fixed camera angles. It is not fun. And it is not easy to get used to. But it's Resident Evil, so like, I want to put it at a good one. I'm gonna say this one was maybe guilty pleasure, because I did enjoy somewhat what I played through, but it wasn't my favorite. LuLaRich, this was what the guilty pleasure category was made for. If you don't know what LuLaRich is, it is a short docu-series on Amazon Prime, and it is about the downfall of the LuLaRoe, basically pyramid scheme. And it follows the owners, a bunch of people who are in LuLaRoe, a bunch of stuff. This is like the third time I've watched this docu-series, and it's not because it's good. It is because I can throw it on for background noise while I'm like reading or doing housework, and it just works. And I always think it's so funny. It is very funny, some of the confessionals these people have. If you have Amazon Prime, just like give it a chance. We have Schitt's Creek. This is Live, Laugh, Love. Season 1 in particular of Schitt's Creek is what I watched. I don't know if I started season 2 yet. Schitt's Creek is like just one of those shows that like if I'm feeling down, I will put on Schitt's Creek. It is so funny. It is so heartwarming. I love it. I love that show. I've watched it all the way through twice, and then I've watched episodes here and there, And it's like How I Met Your Mother for me. Like, it doesn't get old. I'm never tired of Schitt's Creek. Like, it's always one of those shows where, like, if it's on, I will watch it. We have Unresolved Textual Tension. This is a podcast, and what this podcast is, it's a group of friends. I think at least 2 of them are writers. I don't know if all of them are, but I know 2 of them are. And they basically read a book together, and then they talk about the book, and they break it down. And most of the time, they break it down in a, like, let's shit talk it, even if they like the book. Even if they like the book, they're like, let's shit talk this book, because that's funnier that way. It's more fun to be a hater than a lover. This is Live, Laugh, Love. I love this podcast. This is another one I throw on if I'm, like, commuting and I get tired of listening to music, or if I'm doing housework. Okay, so then we have Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Those both took over my fucking life in January. So if you don't know, I work for a bookstore. And my bookstore had a event where we hosted an Onyx Storm release party. And I was signed up to work said event. I have never read Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, and I didn't know I was signed up for this event until 2 weeks before it was. So I had 2 weeks to finish Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Do you see how big these books are? I had 2 weeks to finish them. Bitch, I finished those books in 2 weeks. I was so proud of myself. I did nothing but read those 2 books in those 2 weeks. I got through them, and then Onyx Storm came out, and by the way, I loved Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I thought they were so good. They were so fun and entertaining, fast-paced, and if I'm being honest, I liked Iron Flame a little better than Fourth Wing. I know that's controversial, yet brave to say, but it's true. And then Onyx Storm came out, and I read those 2 so fast I burnt myself out, and I have not read Onyx Storm yet. So, moral of the story, don't be me. But I really enjoyed Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and like I said, I know it's controversial. I personally liked Iron Flame a little better. Sorry, but yeah. If you don't know what those 2 books are about, like, okay. I also did do reading vlogs for them for TikTok. I haven't released all of them yet because I haven't had the time to edit them all yet because, like I said, I was burnt out and I didn't really want to deal with them. But I'm trying to slowly get those out. As of the day of filming this, Sunrise on the Reaping came out, so I'm kind of more focused on doing that, and then I'm also trying to film reading vlogs for TikTok for that, so I don't know when they'll come out, but they will come out. We have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm gonna put this one in Not For Me. It's about a girl who lived in, I think, Boston, and she worked a very high stress job. She was like an assistant to someone. I don't remember exactly what he did, but she was an assistant, and she moves into a small town after her aunt leaves to take over her like little pumpkin spice cafe. That's what it's called. And she ends up on her first day almost like bludgeoning in the head of like the local hot farmer. And it's just like a little rom-com. It kind of gave me It Happened One Summer vibes a little bit. I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, it wasn't really anything special. They kind of instantly fell in love, and like he was kind of annoying if I'm being honest. And like she kind of didn't have a personality if I'm being honest. The thing is, it's in Not For Me, but I am interested in reading the second one because the second one is like called The Cinnabon Bookstore, I believe, and it's about a bookstore owner. And I think maybe a hot fisherman, so like I'm interested in that one. But the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I wouldn't say was a waste of my time or money. I fairly enjoyed myself. I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but like, I don't know. It was only okay. Lastly, we have Insurgent. This was a reread. This is the second book in the Divergent trilogy. That's a guilty pleasure. These books are guilty pleasures. They are not great. I've been slowly rereading the Divergent books because I never read the last one, and it's been so long since I read the first 2 that I needed to reread them in order to get the last one. Ooh, are they not great? I will say they are funny though, because Triss, who is the main character, is a total bitch. Like, she is heartless at some points, and like, heartless and not a way you're like, ooh, how cool is she? Heartless and you're like, girl, what is the issue? Overall, I'm not seeing anything that I wanted my money back for, so I guess that's good. Guilty Pleasure and Live, Laugh, Love kind of took over. Again, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame took over my life. I read both those books in a week each. But that is all for January. I'm probably going to stop filming this and then immediately fill February because I'm already here. I'm already made up. Let's just get it over with.